How to run tests, Main.py, and Jupyter Notebook in Python without import errors. That's today's video. Let's dive right into it. First, we need to create a folder structure with these folders and these files. Let's have a look. You can clone this template from my GitHub, and inside you will find these folders and files. So, to make this my package folder a package, we need to add this init file inside this folder. Why? Because the init file makes the folder a package. Here are the modules of this package. We have a main.py module, we have a myscript module, and we have a myscript2 module. Now let's look at the tests folder. In the tests folder, we also have a init file. This is so that we can use relative imports later. Now, if we don't want to keep writing package names when importing our own scripts in the module files, then we need to go ahead and create something called a pytest.ini file. This one, pytest.ini file. All right, I'm going to go into VS Code to show you the contents of these files. In the pytest.ini file, which is located in the root directory, you need to write pythonpath equals dot for the current directory and also this my package folder. And the reason that is that we need to include this my package is because, for example, in myscript.py, I'm importing myscript2. So when we are running tests without adding this my package to the Python path of pytest, this import would not be possible and you would get module not found error. So that is the Python path configuration for pytest, and it allows pytest to locate your module files inside your package. But let's have a look at the test files. In the test files, you would still need to import your scripts prefixed with the package name. For example, let's open test myscript.py under the test folder. You can see here, when I'm importing the myscript module, I'm prefixing it with my package. That is because my script is not inside the tests folder, and it knows that my package exists because we have this init file. Here we are importing the add function, and underneath we have a test function. So let's demonstrate. We can now run pytest, simply just pytest. Alright, there we go. This test myscript.py was collected by pytest and the test was performed successfully. Another point, if the root directory in the directory of the pytest.ini, if that is also a package itself, meaning it contains a init file. If that's the case, and there is a module, let's say here we can see the multiply.py, that's a module, then in the tests we can do relative imports. Let's see an example of that. Under the tests folder, we have test multiply. Instead of prefixing it with a package name, we can simply do a relative import. It means that we put 2 dots to go to the previous directory, and if we go up a directory from tests, we will get into the root, and in the root we have this multiply.py. And let me do pytest once more in the terminal from the root directory. Okay, I'm doing all the commands in the root directory. And now pytest was also able to successfully locate this test multiply function without any errors. Alright, lastly, looking at the pytest config file again, we see that I also included this add opt, short for add options. We included this no warnings option, so that just suppresses any warnings. But most importantly, I included this dot test. Let's take a look at an example of a dot test. In myscript2.py, I included the dot test here. Inside the doc string of this function, we have a dot test. As we saw just now, running pytest, it was able to also locate that I have a dot test in myscript2.py. Alright, that's all for the tests. Now, for the main.py, which is your main program, and here we can simply import the modules as we would normally do inside this package. And to run this main.py from the root directory, we simply do python my package and then main.py. The run was successful. This import did not give any errors. For the notebook, which is located outside of my package, my notebook.ipynb, it cannot see the modules inside my package. So to solve this problem, we create an environment file called .n. In this environment file, we add ./mypackage. My package is also in the Python path, and we can see now, if I run the notebook, it doesn't produce any error because VS Code can locate all the module files. Now let me show you what happens if I remove this line from the .n file. Save this. Alright, so after restarting the kernel, if I run this again, you see we get this module not found error. No module named MyScript2. When my script is being used and it needs to import MyScript2, it cannot find it. That's why in this .n file, we must include ./mypackage. Alright, that's how to run tests, Main.py and Jupyter Notebooks in your Python project without import errors. If you found this video helpful, please let me know in the comments below.